Uyai, and I can come to you live from Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, Nigeria. Let's take a look at the major stories. Federal government vows to relation activities for state health insurance scheme. Plus, former US President Donald Trump Good afternoon and thanks for joining us. First in the news this afternoon is a report that the Minister of Agriculture Nigerians and exports food to earn foreign exchange for the country. He said these were the targets of his team, stress of agriculture and food security in Abuja during a brief reception organized by the ministry for him and the Minister of State Aliyu Abdullahi. Meanwhile, the Governor of Borno State Babagana Zulum, who accompanied the Minister in security. In the meantime, the newly installed Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, has expressed the federal government office in Abuja and held maiden meetings with the chief executive officers of the agencies under the ministry. The humanitarian minister explained that the ministry will achieve the target through different interventions and initiatives aimed at lifting millions of Nigerians out of poverty. Meanwhile, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, has promised to reverse the trend address when he assumed office at the Federal Ministry of Health after the swearing-in ceremony held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja called for a better synergy between the federal, state and local government, the private sector and other stakeholders in working together on health policy, and every stakeholder has to be involved. The minister also said the main responsibility of the Ministry of Health was to save lives and reduce pain. Of Works David Umahi to consider road investment funds to accelerate the development of infrastructure in Nigeria. Governor Kalu said the road investment fund will prove an alternative means of funding roads and other infrastructure. He noted that in the face of financial constraint, the government must consider leveraging private funds. And Revenue Service (FIRS) has said that all shipping companies operating within Nigeria's territorial waters have been given December 3rd statement issued and signed by Executive Chairman, Federal Inland Revenue Service (FIRS) Mohammed Nami. The order came after two previous states for taxation on international shipping lines and urged them to sort out their tax respect line. The agency will work with relevant security agencies to prosecute defaulters. In a separate development, the Kaduna State government has reviewed the school fees of indigenes in higher institutions in the state. Is burdensome and has led to a significant decline in student enrollment. He stressed that to reverse the trend, it became imperative in responsive and responsible government. He had accepted the recommendations and accordingly reviewed the fees downwards. Affordable healthcare services. Akwa Ibom State government has kicked off a series of pre-enrollment sensitization activities for its state health insurance scheme. Interacting with newsmen in Uyo, the state capital's agency established under the leadership of the immediate past governor, Udom Emmanuel, is a social security network. He appreciated the unwavering commitment of Governor Moino to the welfare of Akwa Ibomites as it has paved the way for this significant initiative, adding that the health insurance scheme underscores his dedication to achieving universal, that the scheme covers various sectors including the formal sector, public and organized private sectors, informal sector, community-based, health insurance and educational institutions, vulnerable groups and adoption cases, stressing that the law encompasses all levels of care with a strong emphasis on primary health care as the first level of care.
I want to specifically thank our beloved governor, His Excellency Pastor Umo Obasieno, who is so passionate about the welfare of Akwa Ibomites. Health insurance is a social security network that guarantees the provision of needed health services to persons on the payment of token contribution at regular intervals. All residents of Akwa Ibom State, to ensure that all residents of Akwa Ibom State have access to efficient and effective healthcare services, to reduce catastrophic health expenditure by pooling funds for strategic healthcare purchasing.
The thought is that it's only public servants that have access to care because they have money, because they can pay. But that's not the focus. Even those that cannot pay should have access to care, but somebody has to pay for them. The services don't just stop at just primary care, even secondary care, even up to procedures, cesarean sections, they will not pay.
In Africa, the Central African Republic's top court has approved the outcome of the July referendum that increases the length of a presidential term to 7 years, but allows the president to run for office as many times as possible. The about 57%. The new law creates an office of a vice president appointed by the president and a unicameral parliament, doing away with the Senate. It also bans to 11. Still in Africa, Senegal authorities have said that 38 survivors from the boat tragedy off Cape Verde have returned to Dakar via military trying to reach Spain's Canary Islands. According to them, more than 60 people, mostly men, from the fishing town of Fas Boyi and the surrounding area are feared dead after their boat drifted at sea for over a month. On the foreign scene, former U.S. President Donald Trump has said that he will turn himself in on Thursday in Georgia to face racketeering and other charges stemming from his bid to overturn the 2010 themselves in to the authorities in Georgia to be booked. Recall that the judge in the case earlier approved a $200,000 bond for Trump in the racketeering case filed against him in the southern state. Still on the foreign scene, a flagship Russian long-range bomber have been reportedly destroyed in a Ukrainian drone strike. Moscow said that a drone was hit by small arms fire but managed to damage a plane. Reports say the Tu-22 can travel at twice the speed of sound and has been used extensively by Russia to attack. Still to come in the news. Arsenal beats Crystal Palace 1-0 despite Tomiyasu's red card. Do stay tuned for details of these and more after this timeout. Development, Shoaibu Aldu, has stressed the need to resuscitate the Ajaokuta Steel Company. Aldu affirmed his commitment to restoring the steel sector, aggressively pursue the completion of Ajaokuta Steel, and enact required bills to regulate the steel sector, among others. He further disclosed that the creation of the new ministry under. Still in business, the organizers of the Nigerian Marketing Awards have said that this year's edition of the event will focus on how to in Lagos. Said this year's edition themed Elevate, Innovate, Inspire. According to him, the theme encapsulates pushing the boundaries of what is possible in a world that thrives on creativity and ingenuity in the current challenging business environment. undetectable viral load reduces the risk of human immunodeficiency virus transmission through needles, syringes, and other shared sharp objects. They stress that taking medicine as prescribed or medication adherence when it load would make HIV transmission to loved ones, children, and sex partners less possible. According to WHO, keeping an undetectable viral load is the best way to stay healthy and protect others from getting infected. Still in health, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives, Nurses NANM, have appealed to the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Mohammed Pate, to ensure adequate investment in manpower and infrastructure to transform Nigeria's health sector. The Secretary of NANM, Lagos Zone, Toba Adomosu, made the appeal in an interview with newsmen in Lagos. He also urged the minister to ensure that budgetary allocation to the health sector aligned with for years, leading to a migration of healthcare workers. In sports, Arsenal overcame Tekiro Tomayasu's second half, sending off as Martin Odenagaard's well-taken penalty was enough to secure a 1-0 win over Crystal Palace. The Gunners made it 2 wins from 2 at the start of the new Premier League season at Selhurst Park, as Odegaard's 53rd minute sports kick proved the difference despite referee David Gotti's decision to red card Timoyasu for 2 quick bookable offences. Crystal Palace dropped to 11th place, having failed to follow up their slender 1-0 victory at Sheffield United on the opening weekend of the season, and not capitalised on the man advantage afforded to them by Conte's strict officiating to send off Tomiyasu for bringing down Jordan Ayew moments after being booked for time wasting in taking a throw-in. Still in sports, former France forward Thierry Henry has been appointed coach of the country's under-21 on a 2-year contract. The Arsenal legend, who helped France win the World Cup on home soil in 1998, succeeds Sylvain Ripoli. Henry, aged 46, has had 2 spells as an assistant coach with Belgium and managed Monaco and Montreal Impact. He will lead the France under-23 side at the 2024 Paris Olympics and the under-21's bid to qualify for the European Championship in 2025. On our entertainment news, Trace has released the nominations list for its inaugural Trace Award and Festival. The award is set to showcase Africa's excellence and diversity of Afrocentric music in genres such as Afrobeat, dancehall, hip-hop, Afropop, ballads, Amapiano, and Zouks, among others. The award, which will take place on October 21st in Kigali, Rwanda, is set to attract creatives from all over the world to engage in a rich cross-cultural pollination in the festival, that will take place alongside the award. Superstars across Africa, including Nigerian singers Ashake, Davido, Burna Boy, and Wizkid, the Caribbean, the United Kingdom, and South America will compete in 22 award categories, and winners will take home the Unique Trace Award trophies. Still on entertainment, veteran Fuji musician Adewale Ayuba has encouraged Fuji musicians to intensify efforts at producing more singles and albums. Ayuba said he will be releasing his new single Uncommon on the 27th of August. Fuji musician said this was necessary as African music had begun to gain recognition in the Grammy and other global awards. He urged all the Fuji musicians to focus on grooming their music and not to imitate Western music. And that's all we have for you at this time. Do well to follow us on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, all of which you can find on our website, spectrumtv.ng. You have been watching Spectrum Television News at 12. I am Uyai Anyeka, and thanks for watching, and do enjoy the rest of your day. Good afternoon.